and looking forward to bringing more and more books into the mainstream that feature strong Latina protagonists. I did serve in the U.S. Army. I initially commissioned in 2005, and I've been serving off and on ever since. So very excited to be back in uniform this year, and excited to be sharing this female veteran story with the world.
So you're going back in this year. That's exciting.
Yes.
So which kind of plays into the book as well. The book is called A Love Letter, though, to Puerto Rico. Talk about kind of why it's getting called that and how the power of home is a theme throughout your novel.
Absolutely. So my protagonist, Sergeant Lena LaSalle, is a young single mother and an Army medic, and she is coming back from Iraq, a war hero. The book begins in 2007, and while she's a war hero, she's not feeling like one. She's really struggling with the battlefield experiences that she has faced on the front lines. And so she decides to get out of the Army and return home to Puerto Rico with her young disabled son after many years away, and having left the island in order to pursue a future and make her family proud. So it tends to be very difficult to feel like you're going backwards, in particular for Lena, given what she faced on the battlefield. And so I believe people are calling it a love letter to Puerto Rico because the theme of this novel is the healing power of the island. It talks a lot about her reticence in going back, and yet family and food and music and culture and the warm embrace of the island is really what puts her on a path to healing.
So you just kind of mentioned some of those things, some of those feelings that a reader is going to experience when they're reading the book. But what do you really hope that people take away from reading your work?
I think there's two really important themes for me in it. One, it's the power of our women in uniform and the very unique battles that they face, oftentimes as mothers, even as grandmothers that are, on the front lines. Their PTSD journey and their reconciliation of, wartime responsibilities is very different from, their male counterparts.
Absolutely.
The other part that I think is very important is introducing people to the island, to Puerto Rico, to its very unique character, and really introduce some of those beautiful things that I experienced when I lived there.
So again, I want to remind everyone it's called At the Island's Edge. What are you working on now? This book has been out for a little bit now. People can get it on Amazon or wherever they find books are sold. What's your next goal here for your writing career?
Yeah, I've got two books right now on submission. I have an FBI cyber thriller, which also features a strong Latina protagonist. It's got a lot of the near future technology. And then I've also got a follow-up on women's fiction. And I'm really excited to introduce the world to my new Colombian protagonist and her journey through time.
Ooh, through time sounds a little bit interesting with the science fiction going on there. So I want to let everybody know how they can follow you, because it's CI_Jerez on Instagram. Is that your favorite platform? Are you posting on Instagram the most?
Yes. I am.
Good,
Instagram,
good.
Facebook, and Threads is probably where you'll find me most often.
And I always tell people, the authors are working so hard to make sure that you're in the loop and know where they're going to be signing and when their next releases are, if there's a sale, all of the things. So make sure you follow her on Instagram. I just did. Also, if you put your phone to the screen, you're going to be linked to the Tall Poppy network of women authors from all genres. We found so many talented female authors, and there's the cover there it is, beautiful, At the Island's Edge, gorgeous cover. So again, thank you for spending time with us and explaining kind of where you're going with your literary career and introducing us to your novel. Thanks for joining us today, though, on Author's Note.
Thank you.
All right, coming up after the break, it is time for our weekly dose of tech support with Dave Hatter. The 9 will be back in just a few minutes.
Ready?
What do you say, girls?
I want actual solutions. That is just the truth. We're here and we're not going anywhere.
America's most watched #1 daytime talk show is The View on ABC and stream on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Design you feel in every detail.